Hey, shipmate. Want to hear a sea story? Last we left off, Captain James Nicholson was cruising the Chesapeake Bay on his first day back in command aboard the frigate Virginia. At midnight, she ran aground while trying to slip through the British blockade of the Chesapeake Bay. At 3 a.m. on 31 March 78, a British squadron was cruising the Atlantic along the opening of the bay. Captain Benjamin Caldwell of the HMS Emerald reported the details to Vice Admiral Viscount in a letter on 3 April 78. I have the honor to acquaint your lordship of having taken the rebel frigate Virginia of 30 guns and 159 men. There was many more men belonging to her, but some were sick on shore and others left behind. At 9 a.m., the Emerald fired a 6-pounder at her, and the Virginia struck her colors. So that was the British perspective on the capture of the Virginia, and found her floundering on the rocks, and gained a ship at the cost of 1 cannonball. There are 2 accounts from the American perspective on the loss of the frigate Virginia. Captain Nicholson presented his defense to the Marine Committee of the Continental Congress. This will inform you of my misfortune in losing the Virginia at 3 o'clock in the morning on the 31st. I had weighed from Annapolis at 8 a.m. on the preceding morning, and had taken advantage of going down the bay in company with a brig, which had a pilot on board. The wind blew hard at northwest, and in every other respect, it was a most favorable time. At the above-mentioned time, she struck on the middle ground, and in about an hour and a half, beat over it, with the loss of her rudder, and taking on as much water as we could well clear from her with 4 pumps, in which case, we thought it was advisable to come to an anchor until daylight. When we found one of the enemy's ships about 2 gunshots off and abreast of us, with another ship further up the bay, on which I hoisted out my barge and took such of my crew with 10 men, including myself, with the greatest of difficulty, got on Cape Henry. When I saw the 2 ships, I immediately went to Portsmouth, got a boat, and came on board the St. Albans with a flag, in order to procure the parole of my officers. Many years later, Lieutenant Joshua Barney remembers it a bit differently. At daylight, we saw 3 of the enemy's frigates near us. We had passed them, and the loss of our rudder prevented us from getting to sea. And the moment Captain Nicholson saw the enemy, he ordered the barge to be hoisted out and left us, not waiting to take his papers or even the private signals with him. In that manner, escaped on shore. So soon as he was gone, I ordered the anchor cable cut in order to run the ship on shore at Cape Henry, which could very easily have been done in being fair. But in this, I was overruled by the other lieutenant. The men gave themselves up, broke it open the store and slop room, and got drunk. They would do nothing. I then cut the rudder away, which hung by its ropes, and at 10 o'clock, the enemy's frigate Emerald Captain Caldwell came on board and took possession of our ship. The next day, Captain Nicholson came on board under a flag of truce to inquire after his clothes, on which occasions I could not help upbraiding him with his conduct in quitting his ship the first man. If he had remained on board, there was not the least doubt that we could have run the ship on shore, where she might have been destroyed, by which means preventing her falling into the enemy's hands, and saved 300 men from being made prisoners. However, Lieutenant Joshua Barney's account of the event came out in his memoir years later, so his words never made their way to the ears of the Continental Congress. Captain Nicholson's acquitted of any negligence by a court of inquiry. That's it for today. War for Liberty needs you to do your duty. Hit the like button. Enlist with the Freedom Fleet by following and subscribing. Sail fast, fight hard. God save the new.